Hey folks, Steve here. How you doing? Hey, I've got a laundry list of things to do today, and I figured I'd take you along for the ride if you want to come. If you don't, go find a trailer tour video or a tool video, something you're going to really enjoy. But if you want to come along with me, let's see what we've got going on. Right there, it's a punch list. Well, it's not a punch list, it's just a list of things I got to get done. It's not a honey-do list. I don't have those. Something simple. I have 4 kayaks. Haven't used them in 12 years. But we keep them for some reason. I have no idea. I would just as soon get rid of them. But I have them. They have caused me lots of problems, and they're difficult to move. Am I whining? Yeah. But I have covers for the seats so they don't fill up with water, which will really cut down on the muss and fuss that I have. When they fill up with water, they pull the brackets out of the wall of my shed, and then I have to, repair and do everything. So that'll fix that. I have a front porch strike plate I have to adjust. Easy. I have to take care of some things around the property here. I have a threshold right down here that I need to caulk and I need to Tapcon down. That's not too much of a big deal. And I have stainless steel screen. I'm going to have to undo this and roll it out and kind of flatten it out and get the memory out of it. But that has to go up on my chimneys to cap the chimneys off to prevent bats from coming down through. I don't think the bats are coming in from there, but we're going to find out, because if the bats no longer come in, check. I was wrong. All kinds of roof work. While I'm up on the roof, I'm going to take a blower up, clean the gutters out, take a look at those. And I have one gutter over on this side of the house that is full on the top, and so I'm going to actually disassemble it. It's a long run, second floor all the way down, of course. And I'm going to disassemble that from the base up so I can actually remove the downspout. And then I'm going to get in there and clean it, because I don't want the debris, if at all possible, to go all the way down into my kind of perimeter drain for the house, which is where that dumps into. So anyway, that's what I've got going on. There may be a couple of other things, but that's the general idea. So that's the list. That's what I'm doing. So today I am absolutely unmotivated, even though I've had my coffee, I've had a little breakfast. It's morning, I have nothing else to do today. This is the list, this is today. Nothing on this list is overly hard. It's inconvenient because I got to set a ladder and I got to get up on the roof, but So what am I going to do? I'm going to turn to a fellow guy. I don't know if you can see this because of all the screen glare. The Handyman. And I'm going to turn to this guy for some motivation. I could do Bulletproof, I could do around Paulk, I could do Renovations and Repairs. Hey, Richard. I could go down through my subscription list and I could pick a few to get me motivated. But today, I'm going to do Handyman because he does a lot of Handyman stuff. I could do Handyman Journey. Alan Lee. Hey, Alan. But today, Handyman's going to motivate me. I don't know why. It came up on the feed. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to get some headphones and everything else, but I'm going to take you along for the ride so you can just, glimpse in on all of these things kind of happening as they happen. I'll speed it up, shorten it, so it's not going to be a 50-minute video watching me just climb up and down ladders all day. Just to give you an idea of knocking off a list around the house, this could also be certainly a list at a property, like a handyman job for a rental property. So this is all like good practice, if nothing else, and it benefits me. Okay, well, let's get started. Trying to get the memory out of this, so I thought maybe I would just flatten it out, but I reverse rolled it. I'm going to leave it in my handle here, kind of squish it a little bit, leave it in my handle, and then I'm going to come back in a little while after I get ladder set up and start messing around with this gutter. I'll come back eventually, and then I will smooth this out and see if I need to do anything specific. And I'm debating once I get up on the chimney for this, because this is just going to be screen on top of the chimney. I don't have a fancy cap or anything. We had our chimneys done a while ago, and so I know that there is, there's kind of a decorative top. So I just need to cover the opening with screen. That's all I need to do. And I'm wondering, can I use something like an adhesive product, something like a, I don't know, it's a Loctite. Well, it's a Loctite product. It's ProGrab. That's what it is. Could I use that? And I'd have to weight this down until the adhesive's set. Or could I just have like 4 very small Tapcons in the corner? Gathered my tools. I'm going to start disassembly down here, and then I'll just make my way up. So then I can lay it or throw it in the yard and get the whole thing cleaned out. At the base, all disconnected. Things are going swimmingly well. On my 6-in-1, one side is a 1/4-inch nut driver, so that's very convenient. I simply took out the insert, right? And the cuff is working. And I've taken this apart before because I'm missing about half the screws. So it goes on the house like this, painted specifically so it kind of just disappears with the house and the trim. Top side, bottom side, top side. This side, of course, it's right there. I think you can see that. So this thing here is clogged. I had water coming over the gutter. It's actually starting to wear out a little patch in the yard there right at the edge. Clean this out. I'll get it all assembled. However, before I assemble it, I'll actually figure out getting up on the roof, getting the blower up there, checking all the gutters, especially this one, getting this one cleaned out before I fill it back up again. So that's the next plan, up on the roof, attending to that. I'll take a look at the chimneys while I am up there, and then it'll work out, cleaning this, getting it all reassembled, and I will feel a lot better with this project done. So I'm up here in the easy area, and that looks good, a little bit of debris. This one was actually quite full, so this one right here looks pretty clear all the way down through to that downspout. Everything looks nice and clean. We used to have a tree around here. It's been cut down since, and so that's a real help. This one, however, did have some debris, and there is, I think, a little bit of a clog there. And then over here, a little bit of debris there. I'll see what the blower does, but it's actually pretty clear out to there. Got to be careful when I'm watching while I'm filming this. And this looks pretty good. The downspouts right in here, and that downspout looks clogged. I'll have to get to that and see what I can do to free that up. So this is that gutter I've been working on. My ladder is right below there. Take a look at that. I actually have a clog right over there, so I'll have to do something about that as well. I'll check the chimneys. I have 2 of them. That's non-functional in the fact that we just don't have anything going on with the fireplace down below it. This one is functional in that our boiler and our hot water heater vent out of there. I have a gutter over there in the L, and then a gutter down below that I'll have to get to from down below. I'll check those, clean them up using this blower, and then I will be getting down. Alright, so far gutter with that ladder setup right there. Didn't realize how shallow that was, but I was dug in, so it wasn't a big deal. Wow. That gutter's all put back together. This gutter that I am sitting right beside has a clog up top. I'm hoping, just with the tall ladder set up here, that I can just take apart the top, bang it out, make a mess down here, put it back together without having to take the whole downspout down. That would be a lovely plan. Chimneys are done, so I'm on the downhill side of the stuff that is like blah, you know, just blah. And then I'm gonna have to turn the handyman back on because, man, I am just running out of motivation, and I don't know as I got too much to begin with. So I'm gonna try this. We'll see what happens. I'll just tell you about it after the fact. So while I have the ladder set up to access the roof, I'm going to go ahead and do the screen because I do need that ladder to actually reassemble the gutter. I just need a shorter ladder, and this is one of those little giant extender ladders. Tools I'm going to need: hammer drill and a masonry bit, which is in my pocket. Driver with a 1/4-inch nut driver on it already. On my handy dandy magnetic bracelet here, I have a tremendous number of Tapcons, and in my hand I have snips, and I have a utility knife, which should be more than adequate to cut all of this. So those are the tools. I'm going to need to make 2 trips up there because trying to carry all of this at once is problematic, and the ladder's not very shallow. All right, I need to work on my cardio. Whew. Okay, I'm right at the chimney. So you can see what I have going on here. I just need to cover that up with some screen. So I'll be careful with my Tapcon, and I'll be probably using 4 at first and 6 if necessary. Exact same thing over there. And so there we go. I should do a good job. From down here you can't really see anything, which is the goal. Let me show you that chimney right there. It came out a little bit better than the first one. And so here's what this one looks like. I learned on the second one and had a little bit better application.
Wants to be the handyman's helper.
Okay, so looking for a little bit of external motivation. YouTube contractors are giving it to me a little. Okay, so, man, for a lot of effort, I only checked 2 things off the list. The gutters, and that was the majority of the work, but then getting up there and doing the screen. So check, check. Okay. And I was motivated in the fact that I was putting ladders away, and that felt good. As far as just for today, I am just not into setting ladders today. Some days it's, you know, you're going to be doing a lot of high work, and you know, ladders, and you're moving ladders around, you move them 20 times in a day, never think about it. Today I was like, just ugh. So I believe what I'm going to do now is I'm going to punt, and I'm going to do two small things. One is I'm going to put the kayak covers on. That's not such a small thing, but it's not really hard. Then after that, I'm just going to take care of all my barrels, get them all tipped up and emptied of water and stacked up somewhere, and just get them out of the way. Well, that was easy. Kayak covers, once I figured out the first one, it took me like 7 or 10 tries, embarrassingly, but nice job for 2 people because of the elastic. Just, it was difficult to hold in several spots at the same time. That being said, whenever I'm doing a job, handyman, construction, or otherwise, if I have the luxury, I like to start with the hard stuff, the stuff that'll take the longest. Typically that's synonymous, but not always. And I like to get the hard stuff out of the way. That way my day simply gets better, as opposed to having something lingering out there that you're dreading. That's why I started with the gutters, because I didn't want to do that today with the ladder work and everything. It's just not motivated, right? And then I wanted to do the chimneys, because still, you know, it's roof, ladder, tap cons, all of that. You know, it's just a process, and it's in a precarious position sitting on the peak or standing on the peak. So then, 2 easy jobs. Putting the barrels away. I have a lot of those 55-gallon barrels for contracting. I was watering them, letting the rain clean them out, if you will. And so it was time to put those away today because they've been out for a while, a couple weeks. And the kayak covers. So check. 2 things really quickly off the list. There and there. Nice. So I have a really easy thing out front, which is adjusting a strike plate. That I think I'll save to last. Nice to finish on that one. Caulking and tap conning down here on that threshold is easy. Shopping. I do not know how else to describe it. Go in that trailer, I want one of these, I want one of those, I need 2 of those. What do I need? Oh, there it is. That kind of a thing. Love it. Love it. And it's the organization. There are a lot of different ways to do it. This is one. It's the one I use. This threshold is peeling up. I think you can see that. So I have to clean that caulk out, give it a good wipe down, and then I need to drill Tapcon holes. For that, I'm going to use these Tapcon screws right here. They're not terribly long. I do not need them that long. 3/16 would be more than adequate. And they are the bugle head, which will be nice. For caulk, I'm going to use Lexol. Why not? I have it, and it sticks to almost anything. It says so right there. Caulk gun, thin flat bar to clean all that caulk out. Doesn't have to be perfect, just has to be watertight. What it looks like, this is my entrance, my exit. I'm the only one that uses this. And no one's back here, you know, partying and doing anything, so it's not like it's aesthetic either. So, I just need to make it big. So on this handyman list, I am down to 2 items today. The front porch has a strike plate that needs to get adjusted up, down, in, or out. And also I need to do those interior walnut, I call them light spills, but it's an interior cabinet trim. You'll see it. Those are the 2 things. The interior trim is going to require a little bit of thought, finesse. It's finished work and it's visible. The strike plate, not a big deal at all. So with at least part of this mess, I can go ahead, put it back in the tool trailer. Always a fun time putting stuff back. Partly because of the organization of that tool trailer, and partly because, you know, you're getting done with things, putting things away. So all good today. All right, let's go put this stuff away. So the idea is that with that in-cabinet lighting, we were getting a lot of light spill. So with the lights off at night, you could actually see, because they're full inset doors, you could actually see the outline of the light, outline of the door. Took away from the effect. So these pieces of walnut will just kind of blend in with the rest of the interior of the cabinet. They will kind of disappear. And without a lot of muss and fuss, I'm actually just installing with double-sided tape. And that way I'm not even having to worry about a permanent install if we find that we have something better. Now I have to do these cabinets here. Same idea, 2 pieces each cabinet. One on the top, one on one side. So right there, you see the trim application. All the way up to that door stop right there at the corner. Then of course I have the cross piece. But what that does is, with this door shut, blocks the light from coming through there. But this one doesn't, this side does not have it done. And so you look up here, and that's what you see. Over here, you don't see that. Right there was the light spill, and it is gone. So the strike is done. I'll just push on the door and show you. One of the golden finds of this house was that front porch door was completely painted, and it had some, you know, rotted pieces. Took the door down, stripped it, went to go to finish it, and someone said, "Hey, you know what that is? That's chestnut, American chestnut. We don't have that anymore." And so we were able to find someone who had a little bit of some chestnut planking they got from somewhere, kind of, you know, recovered. And were able to give us a plank, and with that plank I was able to make the repairs that I needed to. I still have a little bit of it left, as a matter of fact. And then we finished the door. I made a screen for it. Oh, that's what I did with the rest of the plank. I made the frame for the screen, put the screen in. So wonderful. But that strike, I lowered it down 3/16 of an inch. I filled in the existing screw holes with toothpicks. I had some shims with me, but toothpicks actually worked. And just gouged out the recess for the strike to actually inset into, and it was just easy peasy. Okay, well, let's talk handyman costs after I get the tools put away, because that's the last thing today, putting the tools away. Putting the tools away, I do like that. I like it because it's the end of the day and that much closer to a payday, right? But I also like to come in here, and something gratifying about putting tools away. Now, I have been doing this throughout the day. As I got things out, I'd come back out here. I wasn't in a surefire hurry to finish. So I was able to take my time and just kind of pull as I needed instead of getting everything out and then putting it all back at once. So I have very little to put back at this point. So today, for a day with like zero motivation, thank you very much, Handyman, wherever you're from. Thank you. You were, if I had any motivation today, it was because you inspired me. So with that being said, I have the two big tools to put away. What I have to do is I have to look at my list for tomorrow to see if, you know, what I need to do, what I've got going on, and do I tarp them because they're secure where they are, or do I bring them into the trailer because I don't need them tomorrow at all. So the only thing I have left is to grab that list, take a look over it, and generate what today called, you know, what is today's charge for these handyman services. And I'll fill you in just a moment on that. Okay, so what does this thing cost? Walnut light spills, for what I did, I would charge $150 for that, not including materials. Front porch strike plate, because I'm on site, $25. Kayak covers, I don't know, $25 for that. Putting barrels away, this is just kind of general handyman upkeep around a property. Probably another $25 for that, because honestly it took 5 minutes. Caulking the basement threshold and tap counting the basement threshold, that thing there I would charge $150 for. The gutters, I'm going to charge $300 for that because that was really tall ladder work and I was right beside the incoming line for the house, so I had to be really careful of all of those wires. And then the chimney screens, because I'm up there, I'm going to charge $150 just to put those two screens on. So today, $153, $650, $675, $775, $825. So today is an $825 day. Not bad, not bad at all. Not bad for no motivation either. Cool. Okay, I have my ladder set, ready to go, and I need to go shopping. And so come on with me, let's go shopping. For today's project, at the moment, because I'm doing gutter, I'm going to take this screwdriver, which is typically just stays with the trailer, grab and go kind of a thing like that. But this will be good because it has a, and this thing is actually going to be good because it'll take out the gutter screws. I will also want this, and this already has on it a 1/4 inch nut driver, again for those gutter screws. And I haven't worn this before. This thing is one of those magnetic cuffs, and so I'm going to see if it actually works with those gutter screws to hold the gutter screws on. So fingers are crossed for the cuff. And then I need the gutter screws themselves in case I drop any or I need to replace any. And they're going to be down here. I keep them with my tap cons. That's all. And so here we go. So I have all kinds of gutter screws right here, right there. So this is kind of a small just grab and go, I guess. I actually keep a nut driver right in there ready to go. But today I need the colored one. So I have, I think, white and beige in here, and I'm going to need the beige because of what my gutter is. So I'm going to need these today in case I need to replace any or if I drop any. So at the moment, besides the ladders, this is what I need.